Welcome to The Right Stuff from Goldspot Pens, a podcast that raises you from pen noob to aficionado in less than 20 minutes. I'm your host, Tom Oddo. In this episode, I'll reveal the top 5 pens of June 2023, share my picks for best next level fountain pens, and discuss the easiest pen filling mechanisms. Last, I'll give away something on my desk. First, a quick disclaimer. These top 5 pens are based on sales, likes, comments, and customer reviews on Goldspot.com during June of 2023. This isn't my personal top 5 list or greatest of all time list. It's a list created by you, the fine people of the online pen community. Things got a little crazy this month. We saw a few new releases come and go really quickly. At the number 5 spot is a pen that disappeared in a matter of hours. The Nebulous Plume fountain pen represents a brand new collaboration between two powerhouse fine writing brands. Esterbrook joined forces with Ferris Wheel Press to produce this limited edition design. Based on the popular SD model fountain pen, the Nebulous Plume is crafted from rods of Tim Mackenzie's diamond cast. Then Ferris Wheel puts its signature embellishments on the pen with a wax-casted barrel band that reads Fairy Tales. The nib and pocket clip also have special engravings to match the theme. Then there's the packaging. I don't think anyone does it better than Ferris Wheel. Nebulous Plume includes a bottle of Nebulous Blue Ferris Wheel Press ink, nestled in a long rectangular presentation box. The artwork on the box is an illustration of nib rocket ships and animal astronauts floating amongst the stars. So despite us having a very small allocation and it selling out really quickly, we did get a few great reviews. Teresa H. writes, "The Nebulous Plume is a gorgeous writing instrument and the ink is lovely too. The pen writes like a gold nib. It is that smooth and light. I am very happy with my purchase and very happy to have one of the first of these pens." Now, the Nebulous Plume is a limited edition of 1,000 pens. It's a very small amount that we received, but thankfully, though, there is still a little bit more that's on its way. There were some production issues. However, it will take months for this pen to arrive, and it's a very, very small amount. So if you're interested in the Nebulous Plume fountain pen and you missed out on that first small batch that we had, sign up for an in-stock notification for another chance at June's 5th most popular pen. Debuting at number 4 on June's list of top writing instruments is our latest exclusive release, the Retro 51 Tornado Movie Night Rollerball Pen. This is the highly anticipated sequel to our first Design Your Own Retro 51 art contest. In 2022, you voted Alice M's Movie Night design as your favorite from 4 finalists and over 50 entries from around the world. Sure to be a blockbuster hit, this Retro 51 Movie Night wraps a screen-printed red and white striped popcorn bucket design around the tapered pen barrel. Golden pop kernels are acid-etched into the polished brass finish. A film reel unwinds down to the length of the pen, and also could be found atop the knurled twist top. Movie Night is limited to 500 pens made worldwide with the edition number engraved on the top ring. The matching pen tube has the same artwork, and as well as a couple of matching rickshaw pen sleeves, a solo pen sleeve and a double pen koozie, which are available separately for purchase. And you'll only find the Movie Night pen exclusively available at goldspot.com for $59. But if you're in the mood for a little something sweet to balance the salty popcorn, June's Retro 51 Honey Bear also popped on this list for its berry whimsical charm. Whether you take honey in tea or toast or plain, trust us, this rollerball pen is calling your name. This friendly bear has been acid etched onto the barrel and finished with a honey-toned copper plating, complete with bright yellow lacquer accents. Each piece of Honey Bear has its limited edition number engraved on the top ring out of 812 pieces worldwide, inspired by the 12 ounces of golden goodness in the Honey Bear. And it's also packaged in this awesome matching gift tube. So only a couple pieces of Honey Bear remain at $60, and a matching rickshaw pen sleeve is also available. The question of the week comes from All Might 3412, who writes, "There are many videos pertaining to beginner fountain pens and how to choose the best entry-level pen. What intermediate/expert fountain pens do you recommend? What advice would you give to someone looking to purchase a high-end pen?" So first of all, I wanted to begin this discussion by saying that people could remain entry level forever and be completely happy, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if you have a variety of TWSBI Ecos, Lamy Safaris, or Kaweco Sports, there's plenty of pen there to enjoy writing to your heart's content. But if you're looking to take that next step up into the intermediate/advanced level of fountain pens, we need to know what we're paying for when we invest in a higher end pen. So one thing you would definitely notice compared to an entry-level pen is that the materials are made of sturdier acrylic, metal, or ebonite instead of injection molded plastic. Then you have the premium writing experience. So instead of just a normal, let's say, entry-level stainless steel nib, you would then be looking at a gold nib or something that is of a higher technical caliber that has a lot of different nib size options. So instead of just being able to just pick an extra fine, medium, broad, you would maybe have options in stub or a flex nib or something that is a little bit more of an acquired taste, or is something that maybe pertains to a particular way that you're writing, let's say like a flex gold nib and things like that. Well, then you have the trimmings and trappings of status built into the pen, which are the kind of the handmade and the small attentions to detail, like the trims being plated or polished metal. They could be gold plated, they could be ion plated, or they could have little decorations, details that are embellished upon the pen. And we're going to show a few different examples of what I mean by those various things that you would then be looking for in a next level pen, starting off with the Lamy 2000. Not only is the Lamy 2000 I would consider a next level pen, it's also, I feel, a pen that has the greatest of all time, the GOAT status. First, you have the 14 karat gold hooded nib. It is a beautifully smooth nib, writes wonderfully, is a little bit on the broader side. So if you write with an extra fine normally and you write with a 2000 extra fine, it's going to write a bit thicker of a line weight. But everything else on the pen is designed for ergonomic comfort and has its own sort of persona that has a space age very, very far ahead of its time when it was manufactured back in the 1960s. So it still, to this day, has a beautiful, timeless elegance about it that is then reflected in its design. It's a very simple, streamlined type design. It has a lot going on with it that is also at a relatively affordable price point. So for something that has a gold nib, a piston filling mechanism, and a unique material that has almost a sort of matte feel, but it's light and just feels great in hand. The Lamy 2000s are available for $223.20, which for a gold nib fountain pen, especially if you shop for other gold nib fountain pens, is a really great value. It's probably at the bottom of the price tiers when you look for gold nib fountain pens. And it's because the gold nib on it is very small, but very, very satisfying. Next, I would suggest a pen that then is kind of the counterbalance to the austerity of the Lamy 2000, and that is the Benu Euphoria. This material, like I was saying, resin is resin until you put it in the hands of somebody who brings it to an artistic level. And that's Benu's calling card, is that they go way over the top with glamorous, attention-arresting custom resins that just sparkle and shine. So you won't find this type of resin any other pen manufacturer. And sometimes pen manufacturers share resin. So one place will manufacture the resin, and then you would see it in a whole bunch of different pens from different manufacturers. But Benu will be the only one that produces this beautiful, awesome resin. So like the 2000, it's a fairly lightweight pen. It's comfortable. It's on a little bit on the larger side. And this is the New Year 2023 model, which for some reason we still have these available, so that'd be something to check out. The Euphoria model does start at $140. It's a little bit more expensive for the ones that have the glow-in-the-dark effect, so there's also that as well as a feature for the Benu line. This is truly is a gorgeous, gorgeous pen that would definitely be worth investing into the next level. Next, with a gold nib that's actually even a better value than the 2000, I have the Pilot Vanishing Point, which has a retractable 18 karat gold nib. This pen is constructed using lacquer over a metal body, and it's extremely convenient. So people who have been used to or enjoy the convenience of click action type ballpoint pens would feel right at home with a fountain pen that has a retractable nib. And this nib that's on the Vanishing Point is very, very smooth, made to Pilot's exact specifications. And Pilot does a great job with its nib. So even from the starting level of a Pilot Metropolitan or a Pilot Varsity, all the way up to its Namiki Limited Editions, they do a fantastic job with having exceptional quality control over their nibs. So you could expect a great quality writing fountain pen with the Vanishing Point, and it's well worth the investment into this next level at $168 starting price for the Vanishing Point. Last but not least, I have one of my favorite brands, which is the Leonardo Momento Zero model, which is made out of this gorgeous Italian acrylic, which I mentioned materials do matter in this case. So it's this Italian acrylic is stuff that you just don't see anywhere else. It's not something that is injection molded. It's made into rods. So this is what they call spaghetti resin. So you could see different striations down the barrel of the pen in different tones. And this is the mango one that I'm showing here. And this mango one has different tones of reddish orange, bright yellowy, golden orange, and then kind of like these areas of like a tortoiseshell swirling that are banded down the length of the pen. They're gorgeous on its own. They're made in Italy, so they have a really beautiful sort of craftsmanship about the pen. You could fill it using the cartridge converter, the traditional way you would use a cartridge converter, or you could unscrew the blind cap and then use it kind of like a piston converter by screwing the converter, accessing it from the back end of the pen. And these have a JoWo number 6 size stainless steel nib, so you could rely on the consistency of this type of nib in a broad range of nib sizes, going from extra fine to broad, a 1.5 millimeter stub, and elastic nib options for $159.95 starting price there. That is definitely a one that I would consider as well as a next level pen. And then on top of that, my next one would be the number 3 pen on this list, which is the Narwhal Nautilus Voyage Vacation. So at number 3, I have 2 pens, not just one, but 2 pens sharing the number 3 spot. They're based on the amply sized Nautilus model. The Voyage Vacation is a limited edition collection made with Jonathan Brooks acrylic. In June, Narwhal started its voyage to travel destination hotspots with the Miami that we showed you in episode 7 of this podcast. One of the things I mentioned about a next level pen is the upgrade in pen materials, and Brooks acrylic is one of the most artistic, colorful, and unique materials you can make a pen out of. The Brooks name also carries a mark of distinction within the pen community. To follow up the tropical Miami colors, Narwhal invites you to experience the Northern Lights with the Tromso edition. For those familiar with the Jonathan Brooks material, the Tromso uses a style called abalone, which has the shimmering pearlescence of abalone without being made of abalone. Both of these pens are limited to 500 pieces each, with the edition number engraved on the very top of the cap. So instead of the porthole style ink windows you would find with a Nautilus model, the Voyage Vacation has a completely clear, straight ink window so you could see the amount of ink in your pen. The Miami design has gold trim, while Tromso has the rose gold appointments. They both have number 6 size stainless steel nibs made in-house by Narwhal, available in fine, medium, broad, double broad, and a 1.1 millimeter stub. These are the 3rd most popular pens on our monthly list and still available for $180 while supplies last. All right, so now for the pen tip of the week. Tim Mullican comments, "I'm new to fountain pens and love your videos." Thank you, Tim. "I know there are different fill systems, eyedropper, piston, cartridge, converter, vacuum. Which, in your opinion, is the easiest to use?" So by far the easiest to get started with from a beginner's point of view is the plug and play ink cartridge. Mess is very, very minimal. It's very easy just to stick the cartridge in there into the front grip section, and you do have to be a little bit patient for the initial ink flow, but then once you're done with it, you just take the cartridge out, throw it away, or you could refill it if you'd like to, and just plug it back in again. However, though, that's kind of, especially with a fountain pen being very economical and ecological in ink consumption, disposing ink cartridges doesn't really sit well with me. So, my world completely changed when I went from an inkjet printer, and this is kind of related. I went from an inkjet printer that used cartridges to an EcoTank, I think they call it the Megatank type printer. So instead of buying cartridge after cartridge and swapping out cartridges, then adding to plastic waste, I just ended up going with one that I could just squirt ink directly into its big mega tanks. And I bought the printer, I think it was like last year or so, and still have not had to put more ink into it. So similarly, fountain pens have a mode called the eyedropper filling system, which the eyedropper fill allows you to access directly the entire barrel of ink, similar to an EcoTank type printer, and just drop ink directly in. So you would have all this capacity. You don't have to worry about which cartridge fits, which is compatible, and the smaller ink capacity that comes with such cartridge, and also the limited number of colors that you would have available to you in cartridge form. In contrast to other types of filling mechanisms like a cartridge converter or a piston filler, you don't have to fiddle with emptying and filling the pen over and over again to then wash the particular ink out. All you would have to do is just unscrew the grip section from the barrel, like this Opus 88 pen, and then just rinse the inside of the barrel. The only thing that's obstructing you completely is the safety valve, which you could then always just retract backwards into the pen. That way you could access the entire wall of the inside of the barrel. You could, let's say, use an ink syringe. You could use a syringe with water and then just blast the inside of it to get rid of the excess ink and the ink that's in there. So it is very, very simple to clean. You just have to have a little bit of patience and tolerance for possibly getting some ink on your hands while you're filling it with a bottle or cleaning it out like you would. You know, I would say even though the cartridge is easier to just pick it and put it in and just get writing with it, I think that actually, as in terms of cleaning out and ease of use, that the eyedropper filler is actually easier. But you just have to maybe just open yourself up to it a little bit, like I did with my EcoTank printer, which I'm very happy with. So we're also really happy with the Opus 88 Mini Baby Beluga fountain pen, which floats up from number 4 last month to number 2 on this month's list. The Baby Beluga continues to delight our pen pals with its under the sea theme. So the last that we spoke about this eyedropper filling pen, it quickly sold out. Since then, we received another shipment, which has also sold out, earning this pen a higher spot on this month's list. We are expecting a third and potentially final wave of Belugas in the coming weeks. So just like with the Esterbrook Ferris wheel pen, you'll want to enter your email address for the in-stock notification on our website and hopefully catch a Beluga when it washes ashore. You can write a whale of a tale using this pen's large capacity barrel. Prevent any unfortunate splashdowns of ink using the built-in safety valve while traveling. The number 5 size JoWo stainless steel nib writes reliably in extra fine, fine, medium, broad, or 1.4 millimeter stub. This pocket-friendly Baby Beluga has already found its way into the hearts and hands of our happy customers, who already gave this pen 7 5-star reviews, including this one from Dawn D, who writes, "It's adorable, amazing, and as beautiful as I hoped it would be. I love Opus 88 pens and I love Goldspot. Another terrific order." When you're not putting nib to paper, you can endlessly entertain yourself by watching ink slosh around the translucent blue barrel. Each Opus 88 Mini fountain pen includes an eyedropper and a spare O-ring in the gift box with instructions on how to fill the pen. Baby Beluga, our second most popular pen of June, will be back in stock at a price of $79. Topping our June 2023 list is a pen buying experience like no other. The SCRIBO Feel Cenote limited edition fountain pen takes the top spot with its unique ebonite design and sumptuous gold nib. What makes the Cenote so unique is its ebonite material. A mottled pattern of black, green, blue, and purple ripple and swirl throughout the pen's faceted curving shape. Each pen is so distinct in its coloring and swirls. So for the first time in Goldspot history, we're allowing our customers to pick the exact Cenote pattern they desire. We separated each pen listing into style numbers and photographed the front and back side of the pen. The Cenote is available in 2 different nib styles, a 14 karat Feel the Flex nib and an 18 karat gold Feel the Writing nib. For those who want a softer gold nib capable of line variation, select the Feel the Flex nib. If Flex is not your thing and you would want a wider selection of nib sizes, check out the 18 karat gold nib available in sizes ranging from extra extra fine to triple broad. All SCRIBO nibs write with a double capillary ebonite feed for wetter writing experience. The piston fill mechanism supplies the feed with a capacity of 1.42 milliliters. When talking about next level pens, the SCRIBO feel makes its case for grail-worthy pen with an exquisite writing experience and unique design. Don't let the Cenote pen of your dreams escape you. The #1 pen of June 2023 is still available in most nib sizes exclusively at Goldspot.com. That completes your top 5 pens for June 2023. To recap, we have the Esterbrook and Ferris wheel press Nebulous Plume, the Retro 51 Tornado Movie Night and Honey Bear, the Narwhal Voyage Vacation Miami and Tromsø, the Opus 88 Mini Baby Beluga fountain pen, and the SCRIBO Feel Cenote fountain pen. So congrats go to All Might for winning last week's giveaway of the Narwhal Peter pen. For this week's giveaway, I have a 1-of-1 variant of the Retro 51 Movie Night pen and an alternate of the sleeve up for grabs. So instead of the polished brass accents, this variant has the antique stone-washed finish brass accents, which we opted not to go with because we felt that the polished brass looked a lot more brighter and more in tune with the movie theme. Also too, this rickshaw pen sleeve is trimmed in red and also includes a white inner synthetic plush lining that's on there. So this is truly a 1-of-1, one-of-a-kind type of pen. If you'd like to be considered for the giveaway, you must be subscribed to Goldspot Pens, like this video, and leave a comment with a question you'd like for me to answer in a future podcast episode. When we pick the answer, you'll win this pen. Thank you for checking out this week's episode of the Right Stuff podcast by Goldspot Pens. Now go out there, put your pen to paper, and write stuff. Till next time, stay inky, my friends. Take care.